Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Angel. How are you all doing? I'm popping in real quick to give y'all like a little update. I'm at Walmart, y'all. I'm waiting on my groceries to be ready. Grocery shopping. So anyway, let me give y'all a little update. So I think the last time I talked to y'all, I was saying I think I went for my breast MRI and PET scans and all of that, CT scan, PET scans, right? Okay, so since then, y'all, I met my oncologist, and he wants me, because I wasn't able to do the MRI, right? Like, I couldn't do it. I guess it's like, that's like a problem for him, because they can't get like an exact measurement or whatever on how big. I mean, they know how big, but he wants to be precise. So because he can't tell me exactly how big it is for him, he wants me to do surgery first, right? So he wanted me to have surgery within 30 days. And I was just like, okay. But one thing, he misspoke, because you can't speak for another surgeon's schedule. So he was like, you know, have your surgery within 30 days. Go ahead and decide, do you want the lumpectomy or the mastectomy? And I'm just like that's a big decision, right? But what he didn't know is that my surgeon was out of the country. And she was out of the country for like 2 weeks. So it was impossible for me to have had surgery within 30 days when she wasn't even here. So they gave me a little time. So I have been YouTubing, Googling, speaking to people as much as I could, you know, trying to make the best decision for me. One thing I have seen is that I am estrogen and progesterone negative. I'm HER2 positive. And it's not a lot of ladies on here like that, right? So I'm trying to weigh my pros and cons and everything. So what I came to after all of that, what I came to is that personally, I would prefer to get the mastectomy. Personally. But because of my lifestyle, and like the whole mastectomy journey, that's like a year. Because, you know, you got to heal, and that's like a whole nother year, right? I don't have another year. Not for this medical stuff, yeah, I'm over it. I've been sick for like the past 5 years with something. So I'm over it. So because of that and my lifestyle and everything, I'm going for a lumpectomy, right? Okay, so let's put a pause right there. I never really talked to y'all about my stomach cancer situation, right? So for the most part, they got it all out, and I really didn't have to do chemo or anything like that. But they wanted me to go back to the GI doctor and swallow this pill to make sure everything is healed and everything. I'm not doing that, y'all. I'm not doing, for medical reasons, I'm not doing that right now. I put a pause on that, like, catch me later. But I had to go. Okay, so when I was in the hospital, because I was in the hospital, y'all, a whole week with my stomach surgery. My surgery was on a Tuesday. That Friday night, y'all, I developed a fever. And they were just like, oh, you know, it'll go away the next day. I had that fever all day Saturday. I had it all day Sunday. And they were just like, something's not right. But, you know, personal opinion, the staffing on the weekend is not the same as the staffing during the week. So that Monday morning, first thing Monday morning, evidently my doctor had saw that. He ordered me a CT. Yeah, while I was in the hospital. Right? Did the CT, no problem, blah, blah, blah. It came back, y'all, that I had a hematoma on my left kidney. So it was not there before surgery. It just appeared after surgery. So they figured that's what was causing my fever. They gave me antibiotics. They sent me on my merry way. And they were just like, you take these antibiotics, by the time you come back and see us in 6 weeks, it'll be good, blah, 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 blah. So I got a urologist. I went to go see the urologist, y'all, and guess what? Okay, before I went to go see the urologist, I had to do that PET scan. That's why I did the PET scan. The machine where I freaked out. No, not the PET scan. I did a CT. Yeah, I went for a CT. That's what, y'all go for so much stuff. I get confused. Okay, so I went for the CT of my, for my kidney. Went for that, guess what, y'all? The hematoma's still there. Y'all, the color was looking funny. So anyway, I went for the CT, and y'all, I got sick on the machine. My anxiety, y'all, was at an all-time high. And I made sure when I asked the lady, I told the lady, I said, look, I got PTSD from the breast MRI, from that PET scan. Like, these machines, y'all, my anxiety just, and I never had this problem ever. So I made sure, I was like, my head is not going in here. She's like, oh no, it's just doing your abdomen and everything. I was like, cool. Got on that machine, y'all, laid on my back and vomited. And y'all know I cut most of my hair off, right? I laid on that machine and just, I told the lady, I said, I feel nauseous. She gave me a barf bag and vomited. Y'all, it was so disgusting. Even though I had the barf bag, it was all on my shirt. It was all in my hair. Like, I got through it. And I just had to go straight home. I just had to go home and shower. But anyway, so that was that. So when I went to my oncologist, okay, let's pick back up, right? So I go to my oncologist, and he was just like, why are you taking all these scans and da 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 da? And I was, I was telling him that, for my other situation. He was like, okay. So my oncologist was telling me that chemo and radiation after. And I was just like, okay. He's like 5 weeks minimum of radiation and all of this. And I was like, okay. Yeah, that's the air. It's hot. So I came home, and while I was Googling, because he told me you need to have surgery within 30 days, you need to decide. So I'm Googling, and I'm looking at people go through radiation. And all it took, y'all, I seen a few different women, they put masks, like the little mesh like mask over their faces. And I saw another lady where she got wrapped up. No. Like, that PET scan and that breast MRI, it really, like, I truly have PTSD, like, for real, y'all. And I told my husband and my brother, I said, I'm not doing radiation. I'm stubborn, y'all, to my core. Like, that's me as a person. And I was like, I'm not doing it. And my husband's like, well, you gotta do it for your life, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I'm not doing it. I am terrified. You're not going to put me in another machine. Not awake. Not when my head is covered. Not gonna happen. So my husband was pissed with me because I was like, I'm not doing it. So when I went and talked to my surgeon, when my husband was like, what are you gonna do? I was like, they're gonna have to give me a pill. They're gonna have to do something because I'm not doing it. So my surgeon came back. I had an appointment with her this week, and she asked me, did I make my decision? And I told her why, and I told her my decision. I told her why I chose that, and she agreed with me and everything. And I told her straight up, I said, but I got a hang up. I said, radiation. I said, I can't do it. She was like, why? And I told her why. And she told me, I'm not the first person to be freaked out by the machine, but she told me that my face and head or whatever would not be covered. That's not how they do things. She's like, we have 2 different machines, and that's not how we do. And I'm just like, I'm gonna take your word for it, sis, because you've been straight with me thus far. But if I get there, y'all, and they try to cover up my face, or not gonna do it, they're gonna find an alternative for somebody like me. Because when I tell you I'm not doing something, I'm not doing it because I'm stubborn. So, that's where we are as of right now. The surgery coordinator was supposed to call me yesterday but she did not. It's the weekend. Whatever. She'll probably call me next week. So hopefully I can be having surgery within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm ready to get this over with. Like, over with. So that's my update. That's where I am as of right now. So we're going to do the lumpectomy, chemo, radiation, targeted therapy, all of that after the fact. Oh, so when I went to my surgeon, right, they had scheduled me for another mammogram, and I was just like, I'm just here, you know, I'm going with the punches. But you know, I just had a diagnostic mammogram when all of this came about. So it was the same lady. Evidently she didn't read my chart or whatever, right? So she didn't remember me, but I guess she see a lot of people, but whatever. So I asked her, I said, is this another diagnostic, or is this a regular mammogram? She's like, oh, it's a regular mammogram. And I'm just like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. I go in there, the first scan, right, the first picture or whatever, and she was just like, have a seat. And she jetted out the room, and I'm looking at her like, what's up, sis? What's tea? So she came back and she was like, you was just here. And I was like, yeah. And so she was just like, well, they want to do this and do that and da 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 da. And I was like, okay. So we went on ahead and we did the mammogram. Well, thank goodness that we did. You know what I'm saying? Thank goodness. Because they thought I had 2 spots. I now have 3. And the largest tumor, it's growing. It's growing. So yeah, so that wound up being a good thing going through with the mammogram. So that's where we are now, y'all. We're gonna do a lumpectomy, radiation, chemo, targeted therapy, because I'm HER2 positive, and that's where we are. So I think I covered everything, y'all. I will keep y'all updated, of course. How am I feeling, y'all? I'm just ready. I'm over this. I'm ready to get this over with. But I just been binge watching a lot of ladies on YouTube. But like I say, it's not a lot that's like me. So yeah. So let's just get this over with. Okay. So I appreciate you all so very much for watching. They just texted me and told me that my groceries is ready. So I'm gonna get that, and I will see y'all later.